fam! Welcome to our channel where math makes fun and learning makes simple. In our previous video tutorial, we tackled about the real numbers. In this video, we will explore some of the properties that makes real numbers so powerful. Let's start with the closure property. This property states that when you add, subtract, multiply, and divide two real numbers, the answer would be another real number. For example, we have 5 plus 2 is equal to 7, where both 5, 2, and 7 are real numbers. Similarly, 5 minus 3 is equal to 2, and 2 times 5 is equal to 10 are also real numbers. Always remember that in the closure property, when you add, subtract, multiply, and divide A from B, the answer would be C, where A, B, and C are real numbers. Remember, division by 0 is undefined, but if you're not dividing it by 0, the closure property holds true for all the basic arithmetic operation. Next, we have the commutative property. This property applies to the addition and multiplication, and it states that the order of the numbers does not affect the result. For example, we have 2 plus 3 is equal to 3 plus 2. They are both equal to 5. Similarly, 2 times 3 is equal to 3 times 2 and both equal to 6. However, remember that the commutative property does not apply to the subtraction and division. For example, we have 2 minus 3 is not equal to 3 minus 2 because 2 minus 3 is negative 1 and 3 minus 2 is equal to positive 1. Now, let's discuss the associative property. This property applies to the addition and multiplication and states that the grouping of the numbers does not affect the result. For example, 2 plus 3 plus 4 is equal to 2 plus 3 plus 4. They are both equal to 9. Similarly, 2 times 3 times 4 is equal to 2 times 3 times 4 and they are both equal to 24. Again, like the commutative property, associative property does not apply to the subtraction and division. Distributive property is a bit different. It states that multiplication distributes over addition or subtraction. This means A times the quantity of B plus C is equal to A times B plus A times C. For example, we have 2 times the quantity of 3 plus 4 is equal to 2 times 3 plus 2 times 4, and they are both equal to 14. Similarly, we have 2 times the quantity of 3 minus 4 is equal to 2 times 3 minus 2 times 4 and both equal to negative 2. The distributive property is essential for simplifying expressions and solving equations. Let's move on to the identity property. This property states that there exists a unique number that when we add it to any other number, doesn't change the other number. This number is called the additive identity and is represented by 0. For example, 5 plus 0 is equal to 5 and 0 plus 5 is equal to 5. Similarly, there is a multiplicative identity which is represented by 1. When you multiply any number by 1, the result is the original number. For example, 5 times 1 is equal to 5 and 1 times 5 is equal to 5. The inverse property states that for every real number, there exists an additive inverse that when we add it to the original number, gives the additive identity 0. For example, the additive inverse of 5 is negative 5 because 5 plus negative 5 is equal to 0. Similarly, for every real number except 0, there exists a multiplicative inverse that when we multiply it by the original number, gives the multiplicative identity 1. For example, the multiplicative inverse of 5 is 1/5 because 5 times 1/5 is equal to 1. Finally, we have the zero property of multiplication. This property states that any real number multiplied by 0 is equal to 0. For example, 5 times 0 is equal to 0, and 0 times 5 is equal to 0. Now, let's put your knowledge into the test. Here are some equations and try to identify which property is being used in each equations. Now, you can pause this video to answer these equations, and later on, we will review your answers. It's time to review your answers. Our first equation is 6 plus negative 6 is equal to 0. This equation satisfies the additive inverse property because the inverse of 6 is negative 6 and the result is 0, which is the additive identity. Next, we have 3 plus 7 is equal to 7 plus 3. This equation holds true in commutative property because the order of the number does not affect the result, which is 10. Next, 8 plus 0 is equal to 8. This equation satisfies the additive identity because the result is the original number. Next, we have 12 times 0 is equal to 0. The property used in this equation is the zero property of multiplication. Lastly, we have 4 times the quantity of 6 plus 2 is equal to 4 times 6 plus 4 times 2. The property used is the distributive property. Thanks for watching! I hope this tutorial was helpful and you enjoyed the activity. Be sure to check out our other videos for more math lessons and explanation. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video.